the stage. Can anyone hear me? Hello? Testing, testing. Can anyone hear me? Can anyone hear me? Ooh, testing, testing, testing. Can anyone hear me? All right, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Let me turn on this thing. What's going on? What is going on? I don't know why this thing is saying good grief. Can anyone hear me right now? Nobody can hear me? Hello? I don't know what's happening right now. I don't know. Is this working? Hello? Oh, am I on? I don't know what's happening right now. I don't know. Is this working? Hello? Oh, am I on? I don't know what's happening right now. I don't know. Is this working? Hello? Oh, am I on? I don't know what's happening right now. I don't know. Is this working? All right. I think it's working now. I don't know. Okay. Hi. Can you guys hear me? I see Carnell Lacquer 1850. You're on. Thank you for joining me. Can you hear me? Can I just get a quick sound check? I don't know. So I'm on Streamlabs. It says that I'm live. Oh, okay, good. All right, so I guess there's just some kind of delay or something. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to share a video file now and we can start the show. All right, put it this way. Heal My Roots. Are you there? Can you hear me? I'm still trying to figure this out, guys. Bear with me here. All right, how does this work now? What do I do? Okay, let's go here and all right, I'm just trying to understand why there's a discrepancy between what it says on my phone and what's happening on my computer. Still a neophyte to all this, so I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I'm still trying to figure this out. So far everybody can hear me? Yeah, I think so. I hope so. So, all right. I think I see it now. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Nia Prince. All right. You know what? I need to mute myself here because I'm freaking myself out listening to my own voice. All right. All right. So I hope everyone saw my little introduction there. If you didn't, just let me know. I'm still trying to figure this out, of course. So let us begin. Okay, we're gonna add to stage. Where are we? All right, so the first story I'm gonna talk about is this whole Royal Lodge debacle going on and with Mr. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, whatever he's calling himself these days, or whatever they want to call him. You know, every other day I'm getting like an alert on my phone that he's losing his titles. And I don't know, has he actually lost the titles yet or not? Does anybody really know? Because it just seems like a big like a whole other scam to me. You know, nothing is really happening to this guy. They're not really punishing this guy because they don't want to set that kind of precedent where they're going to start, where royals are going to start having to answer for their transgressions. Hope everyone can hear me all right. Yeah, everything good? Sound check, everything is good? So I came across this article here. I'm going to read a little bit for you. From Chris Ship from ITV, Royal Lodge left dilapidated and needing major repairs when Andrew Mountbatten Windsor leaves, which means he's unlikely to get the compensation he was owed for the property early. So I guess he's entitled to some kind of compensation because the deal he made with his mom was, or the Crown Estate rather, because you know, whoever the monarch is at the time is going to control the Crown Estate. And he signed, I guess it was a 75-year lease or something, some long lease And he actually, they've been trying to kick him out for ages, and I really don't think it has anything at all to do with Epstein. I think they just want to, certain players in this family want to hoard the best properties. This is, they like hoarding properties and then claiming that they're championing homelessness and all this stuff. They can't with a straight face tell anyone that they're for the common man, obviously. But anyway, I'm going to read this article a little bit for you. And if you can still hear me, if I'm still on, because I'm still not sure. I know I got a message from Nia Prince that you can hear me. You can still hear me, right? And you can see everything. All right, perfect. Royal Lodge left dilapidated and needing major repairs after Andrew's departure. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor is unlikely to receive any compensation for vacating Royal Lodge before the end of his lease because the property is in such a poor state. According to information given to the Commons Public Accounts Committee by the Crown Estate, Andrew was entitled to £488,342 for ending his tenancy on October 30, 2026. But the former prince is unlikely to receive any of it due to the number of repairs needed, the Crown Estate said. Members of Parliament have launched an inquiry into Andrew's lease arrangements with the Crown Estate after the Public Accounts Committee published letters from the Crown Estate and the Treasury on Tuesday. The Crown Estate also provided MPs with details of other properties occupied by senior royals, including the Prince and Princess of Wales' new home, Forest Lodge, which was leased on appropriate market terms. Now, as far as this, they claim, if you can see this, where is it? Add to stage. So they claim that Forest Lodges was leased on appropriate market terms, but of course they don't really know that because William and Kate have not disclosed anything. Nobody really knows what's going on with them. They hide everything. William still hasn't released his taxes for this year because he doesn't want everyone to know what he's really spending all that duchy money on, both him and Kate. I suspect he is dumping a lot of money into digital PR, which I think most of you already know. That's what they're doing. They're spending all their money on bot armies, and this is why they don't want you to know where the money's going. So anyway, they claim that William and Kate are paying market rent, but we don't really know that. All right, so I'm going to get back to that in a little bit. Can I get a quick sound check again? I don't know. It's kind of quiet in here. Say something, guys. So, in addition to him wanting money back from ending his lease early. Thank you. Oh, I'm so glad that you're able to get on Heal My Roots. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor allegedly demanding $75 million from King Charles to leave Royal Lodge. So this came out, I think it was yesterday. So this is hot off the presses. According to Rob Shooter's Shooter Scoop, Andrew is refusing to leave the Royal Lodge despite being evicted by King Charles. And he's been telling people he wants $75 million to even think about moving out. Sources also say that he wants a huge house in Sandringham as a replacement and is insisting on access to a cook, a gardener, a housekeeper, a driver, and police protection. So will King Charles agree to his terms? Apparently, a deal is being worked on, but negotiations are crawling for obvious reasons. Meanwhile, the Daily Beast also reports that Andrew is demanding a 6 or 7 bedroom home in Sandringham, while a friend tells the outlet that Andrew has done exactly what's been asked of him and he just wants to be left alone. He's giving up the lease on one of England's finest houses and expects to be treated fairly. Okay. So, I mean, the hubris of this family, the hubris of this, the nerve of this guy. And the thing is, he feels like he's entitled because this is what's been ingrained in him from birth. Okay, for all of them, they all feel this way about themselves. They're entitled to these things. They are so entitled that he can really sit there with a straight face and demand $75 million. All right, let me just get to the. Hey, kitty cats, how you doing? Oh, he's well. The very audacious 100% believe this is true. Yes, I believe it too. I believe that's how they are. Very, very entitled. All right, what's the next? Come on, where's the next slide? Why is it not showing? Oh. All right, here we go. Okay, I don't know why the next slide is not showing now. Technical difficulties again. All right, I'm gonna take it off. I'm add it to the stage again and see what happens. Add to stage. Loading. All right, so I guess it's just an internet issue. See the previous slide. All right, while that's loading, cannot help what's going on with the internet. I'm just going to continue to read this article. So now there are reports that the mansion is in quite a state. A state of dilapidation, that is. And I'm not surprised because you have all these huge, drafty, mansions in the Crown Estate. They're just sitting there. Many of them, most of them, in fact, are completely empty, by the way. Completely empty. And they're just gathering dust. Their paint's peeling off. There was a couple of pictures a few years ago, I think it was last year actually, showing the Royal Lodge just looking like a state, just a complete mess. And paint peeling off, it just looks like something from out of Grey Gardens, okay? I don't know why this is still loading. Oh, why? All right. While this is loading, let me read some of your comments here. Oh, he is wild, very audacious. I 100% believe this is true because he is delusional. Correct. Let's see, the kitty cats. I really believe Andrew has dirt on his weak brother and possibly his fave nephew as well. AMW is not self-sacrifice, saying greater good type of dude. He's not falling on his own sword. Certainly, I agree. I don't know why this is still loading. It's so annoying. Let me remove it and add it to stage again and see if it will work this time. Good grief. So this is the only one that loaded. Oh, there we go. Oh no, still not loading, unfortunately. Don't know why. Come on now, don't tell me that the slides are not going to work. What will happen if I refresh the page? Do you think that'll work if I refresh it? Let me try. I hope it doesn't cut off the live stream or something. Try and see what. No, because it says changes you made may not be saved. I'm scared. I'm scared to reload the page. I don't know. I'm scared to reload the page. I'm able to see it here. I don't know why it's not loading on here. I'm going to remove it again. Try again. What's this? Thank you so much, Heal My Roots. I just wish it would work. You guys can see this thing loading, right? Okay, well, look, maybe it'll load eventually. But I really did want to show you these pictures though. So kind of sucks that it's not working. Uh, all right, hold on. I'm going to take a chance and refresh my computer and see if it's going to work. If it cuts off, I'll come right back. Reload site. I'm scared. Should I? I don't know. Reload. Okay, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Can you hear me now? Testing, testing, testing. Okay. Yes, Fergie goes far with her likability. I think she adapted QE's beloved corgis. Those are the corgis. Casey is too compromised. Both Andrew and Sarah have dirt. They keep throwing S under the bus. She was always welcome. Ha. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Totally agree. Let me see if my slideshow is going to work now. So disappointed in this slideshow thing. I thought that would work. Oh well. All right, let me see if I can pull up pictures some other way, because this way is not working. Slideshow is not working. All right, let me see if I can find the pictures through here. Maybe this will work. Let's see. See if I can find the same pictures that I prepared for the slideshow. I don't know if it's an internet issue or I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. But it's technical difficulties, guys. Don't know what else to tell you. All right. Hold up. Doesn't work in a second. I'm gonna just keep on going. Okay, what we got here? All right, what's this? Gonna open this one. Let's put this one here. What do we have here? Okay, here's the next story. Although I do want to go back to the Peppercorn thing. I wanted to talk about that Peppercorn rent thing, because it's not only Royal Lodge, it's not only Andrew and Royal Lodge. The whole Peppercorn rent thing just seemed to open up a whole can of worms. You know, it turns out that all of them, everybody, a whole bunch of them, they're all involved in this whole Peppercorn rent arrangement thing. Edward and Sophie, let me see if I can pull up a picture of their digs here. Bagshot Park. Where are we? Here we go. Bagshot Park. Come on, where are we? I have a few pictures here. All right, so I know where to find this. All right, yeah. So Bagshot Park. Here we go. All right, so this is, let me go. What do I do here? This is Bagshot Park. This is Edward and Sophie's property in Windsor Park. And I want to talk about this a little bit. They also have this Peppercorn rent arrangement. They have a lease, a 150-year lease, which is just crazy. This is a 120-room mansion for 4 people. Okay, 4 people in this 120-room mansion. Now, tell me William and Kate didn't try to get their hands on this property. They are, especially William, Mr. I am this big champion of the homeless and all this stuff. He is busy accruing so much property, snatching up land, snatching up property. And this place right here, this is under a lot of scrutiny as well, because it turns out that they're not paying that much for this place. Now, some of these places you can visit, but not Bagshot Park. Edward and Sophie do not want anyone visiting anywhere in Bagshot Park. They're not. They've published very few photographs of them living there. And I have a theory as to why they're doing that, and it's probably because the place is in a state of complete disrepair. It's probably just as dilapidated as Royal Lodge, if not more so. Because they can't afford to live in these places. You guys can hear me, right? They can't afford to live in these places. Don't know if you can hear me. Let me see. Well, that doesn't work. Can you hear me, guys? You can hear me, right? Testing. Yeah. They can't afford to live in these places. I guarantee you, if they were to open up Bagshot Park to the public, which they'll never do, they're going to be so embarrassed because the whole world is going to see that the place is just a mess, a completely dilapidated mess. They can't afford to maintain these properties. Why do they have this ridiculous system where only the monarch and the heir has all the money, okay? And everybody else, they have to grovel and beg and curtsy, a million times, prostrate themselves before the king, to have a few to have a few shekels thrown at them. And they cannot afford to maintain these properties. My opinion, just bulldoze them. Bulldoze them. Bulldoze them. It's ridiculous. You have all this land. They're hoarding all this land in this little exclusive enclave of Windsor. And they can't even afford to live in these places. They walk around like they're better than everybody, like they're so special. They cannot do anything on their own. They can't do anything on their own. All right, I'm gonna pull up another picture here. So that's my theory as to why they don't want anyone to see what Bagshot Park looks like, because it probably looks like a big mess, just like Royal Lodge. So the 30-room mansion is dilapidated. Did I read that part already? Oh, yeah. In a briefing to MPs on the public, I think I read that part already. Okay, and I read that already. All right, yeah. So ex-Prince Andrew Peppercorn rent scandal deepens as his Royal Lodge deal sparks probe into all homes owned by the Crown Estate, leases paid by Edward, Sophie, and Princess Alexandra among those examined as Pandora's box is open. So I didn't know who this Princess Alexandra lady was. I think she's a cousin of the Queen or something. I'm going to find a picture of her in a second. Hold on. I have it right here. And apparently she is also paying this Peppercorn rent arrangement. Can you imagine, guys? Just imagine going to your rental office one month and saying, I don't think I'm going to pay you rent this month. I'm going to give you a peppercorn. How about that? Can you imagine? What do you think your landlord would say? What do you think your mortgage servicer would say if you came to them with that idea? These people have so much privilege. They're so entitled. And, as I said before, I wouldn't be half as tempted to criticize what they do if they weren't such bloody hypocrites. All right, I'm going to show you this pic. I just really wish the slide deck was working, but it's not. So let me just suck it up, buttercup. All right, hold on. Gotta find this one here. I know I had it right here. Princess Alexandra, who was apparently the queen's cousin. And I'm going to find it. I had it right here. I'm going to find it for you right now. Not that one. Here we go. We're getting there. We're getting there. Yeah. Okay. So this lady, can I do both? Can I do both? I can. Perfect. Apparently this lady here, Princess Alexandra, I never heard of her. I don't know these people. Okay, I actually don't really follow these people as closely. So apparently this lady here is also paying a peppercorn rent for this little house, this house here. And this is a beautiful house. Don't get me wrong. It's beautiful. Now, how much do you think she's paying for this property? Can anyone guess? First of all, I have no idea who she is. Does she work? I don't know. I don't know if she does any work. You do know who they are. Can you take a guess how much she's paying for this? She is paying something around 2,500. That's 2,500 pounds, not per month, per year. Per year. That's how much she's paying per year. Okay. It's good to be a cousin of the queen, I suppose. And then we have our favorite duo here. Where are they? William and Kate. Now, according to the article claims that they are probably paying market rent. But like I said, we don't know. And they have to say that they're probably paying it because they don't know. They have no idea. All right, so let me continue the article. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor's rent scandal yesterday triggered a probe dragging in other senior royals. MPs announced an inquiry into all royal homes owned by the Crown Estate following public outrage at Andrew's peppercorn rent at Royal Lodge. They will examine the Prince and Princess of Wales's deal on their new family home, Forest Lodge in Windsor Park. Okay, so she did used to do a lot of work on behalf of QET. Yeah, I think she's like 80 years old or something. All right. And the investigation, dubbed the opening of Pandora's box, will also look at the rent-free arrangement enjoyed by the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh in their nearby sprawling mansion, Bagshot Park. The Public Accounts Committee's inquiry was launched after the Crown Estate compiled an astonishing report into royal properties. It revealed Royal Lodge is in such disrepair that Andrew could lose his £500,000 compensation for being booted out early. So, like I said, you can just imagine the state that these places are in. Both Bagshot Park and Forest Lodge. Let me see if I can find a good picture of Forest Lodge here. I think I have it here. Take this off first. Where are we? All right. Okay. Yeah, slideshow definitely is not cooperating at all. I don't know. Maybe we'll start working another day. It just doesn't want to work today. Yeah. So Bagshot Park and Royal Lodge, complete state of dilapidation. Not surprised about that. Okay. What was I talking about again? Let me see. Yeah. So Princess Alexandra's rent arrangement for Thatched House Lodge. And that's this cute little house right here. Thatched house lodge. Why do they have lodge in all the names of their properties? Everything is a lodge. Does this look like a lodge to you? Okay, so it's complicated, involves two leases, one for a fixed £700 a year and the other on a rising scale, which taken together suggests she owed about £2,700 this year, or around £225 a month. Her daughter, Marina Ogilvy, 59, lives in the cottage in Windsor Great Park and pays the prevailing market rent. Pays the prevailing market. Oh, now I'm confused. So if her mom is paying only £2,700 a year and her daughter is living with her, so they're saying that her daughter is paying the mom rent? Is that what they're saying? Because they're saying the daughter is paying the prevailing market rent. I don't know. After completing its inquiry, the committee is likely to produce a report on its findings, which may include recommendations to ministers. There was no comment from Buckingham Palace, and there's never going to be any comment from Buckingham Palace. It's not going to happen. Okay. Anyway, I want to go back up to the story I actually wanted to start with, which is, since my slide deck is refusing to work. Let me try one more time. Try one more time. Yeah, only the first slide is working for some reason. And the second slide, not the third slide. Too bad. Too bad, too bad, too bad. Yeah. All right, no problem. Pull up this picture right here then. So, needled. Christmas tree shoppers in Windsor forced to drive an extra mile to avoid William and Kate's new mansion. Now, the last video I did, before the chaotic first live stream, I hope nobody watched that, by the way, because it's just so embarrassing. It was just terrible. Anyway, the last video I did where it says Adelaide cottage is cursed and all that stuff, I mentioned that Forrest, when they were chasing everybody out of Windsor Park to make room, to get Forest Lodge ready for Kate, and it's just Kate. Let's not kid ourselves here, folks. I mean, I doubt if William is even there right now. Okay, I doubt it. The both of them, they're just doing their own thing. They're just doing their own thing. Did you see that report that came out, I think a couple of days ago? They said that they're gonna skip, William and Kate are skipping the Christmas lunch again. Who's surprised by that? Nobody's surprised by that. They don't give a fuck anymore. They don't care. William is already, going around telling everybody everything he's going to do once he's king. And they made some crazy mockumentary the other day that came out about, it looks like something made by AI about how, what's going to happen when Charles dies. And anyway, I'm going to get to that. Let me just read this story here. Needled. Christmas tree shoppers in Windsor forced to drive an extra mile to avoid William and Kate's new mansion. For many, going to pick out a tree is one of the best festive traditions. But for families hoping to get theirs at a shop close to the Prince and Princess of Wales' new Windsor mansion, it might turn into a nightmare before Christmas this year. The Christmas tree shop, which opened on Thursday, traditionally sits on land next to the Wales' new house. Okay. Its trees are grown on the estate and they attract hundreds of punters every year in the run-up to December 25th. Punters? Can somebody who is British explain what exactly is a punter? I thought that was kind of, is that slang for what? I thought there was like a negative connotation attached with that word. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, But access routes have been limited to prevent people from driving right in front of the royal 8-bedroom home, which the family relocated to from nearby Adelaide Cottage. Cars cars now face being diverted around a new circular route, more than a mile detour in all. Traffic cones have been placed to ensure shoppers obey the rules. The temporary road layout seems to have brought chaos, however. A local resident said, I have already seen a few near misses where people have driven the wrong side of the cones. Okay, so now I do have pictures here. Do you think I can probably? No. All right, it's okay. You guys can see it. Two royal security officers have also been stationed in the shop's car park to prevent intruders during office hours. I really want to show this little graphic right here. I'm going to see if I can do a screenshot real quick so you can. Was on my slide deck, but unfortunately, yes, Pearl, we're live. All right, see if this will work. Should be on the desktop. Yep, here we go. It's still loading. That's very slow. I don't know if it's my computer that's slow or the internet. It's probably my computer. Okay, so take a look at this. So this is Forest Lodge here. You know, everyone's, I think, gotten accustomed to this picture by now. And on the right here, we have like a little aerial map shot here of, so we got the Christmas tree shop. And the black arrow is where shoppers were able to go in order to buy their Christmas trees. But now they have to follow the red and the dotted, the dashed, the red and white dashed line here. They have to go all the way around here now just to end up in this exact same place, basically. You know, why are they doing that to them? They are alienating the public, and they don't care. They don't care, you know, because they have their people in the press who are going to sing their praises, you know, and you know, just North Korea type shit, you know. Nobody can criticize them. Nobody can say anything about them. You know, when you read the comment section in some of these articles, it's always the first few comments are all these, leave them alone, leave them alone. There are prince and princess of Wales. There are monarchy. There are royal family. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. And sometimes I have to wonder, are those real people saying these things? Because I would imagine that people must be really, really angry that these, you know, people have just intruded on their way of life like this, you know. Why does Kate need 150 acres of security? Why does Kate need 150 acres? I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Okay, so I'm guessing that where the red circle is, that must be Forest Lodge right there. Okay, that's Forest Lodge. I think that's Forest Lodge, because they're showing you the arrow right there. The call out thing. It's pointing to that red circle. So that's Forest Lodge. And then we have the Christmas tree shop here. Why are they making people go all the way around just to enter the Christmas tree shop? It doesn't make sense. They are pissing off the public with their shenanigans. And, you know, anyway, I don't know. Some people I guess some people just want to have someone above them so that, they can feel inferior to someone. I don't know if this is some kind of national Stockholm syndrome or something, but this would not fly in America. I don't know. People would not tolerate this. You'd have people out there in some kind of dressed up in some chicken soup costume or something protesting. Why are people taking this lying down? I don't get it. Or maybe they're not. Maybe they're not. I don't know. So anyway, that's the determined security perimeter for her. But why? But why? Why? Why does she need all this security? Is it that they're just hiding that they're not together? Is that all? Is that the only reason why? They're just hiding the fact that they're not together. Oh, and back to the whole thing about them missing the Christmas lunch. I wonder if I can find a picture of that, missing the Christmas lunch. Those two, they're not going to be together at Christmas. They're off doing their own thing. They're off doing their own thing for this Christmas lunch thing. Who knows where William is going to be? Probably with Jason. Kate, she's probably going to be with her family because let's be real. Kate's family is all she has. That's all she has. She's not friends with it. She's alienated everybody. I'm going to get in a little bit more into that later on as well. There's a story about Beatrice and Eugenie. Okay, let me see if I can find this picture here. Really wish my slide deck was working. All right, this is kind of old. This is not it. All right, so anyway, let me continue. This would be going much, much more smoothly if the slide deck was working. But let me stop talking about it. What is this here? Okay, let's talk about this one here. So one of the casualties of Kate's moving to Forest Lodge is the nature center, the children's nature center that got shut down. And this is why I am not good. I will never get off this girl's ass because she is such a hypocrite. This is what irritates me the most about her. If she just, I don't care what she does really. If she just like locked herself away and did whatever the fuck she wanted to do, I probably wouldn't care. But because she has her army of, I don't know what to call it, her army of loyalists, her in the the Royal Rhoda. Who is her main person in the Rhoda? She has a few, but I think her main Rhoda gal is this Roya Nika girl. Roya Nika, that's her girl. That's her girl. Who's the other one? Rhiannon Mills. Rhiannon Mills is Williams, and Roya Nika is Kate's. Okay. If Kate wasn't such a bloody hypocrite, I probably would have nothing to talk about. Public anger mounts as William and Kate's Forest Lodge move shuts Children's Nature Center. And you might recall, pull up this video file here. Where is it? Here it is. This was her, take this off. This was her little video. Somebody, who was it that said that this was AI? Somebody sent me a message. I think it was Samantha. Or I don't remember who it was. Sent me a message telling me that this is actually an AI video. It wouldn't surprise me at all. It would not surprise me at all if this is AI. And it's so funny because every time she puts these things out, she gets dragged by everybody because what is the purpose of these things? Do we really need Kate Middleton to tell us about, the wonders of autumn, the wonders of the four seasons? She's not even the one really doing it anyway. She's probably just records her voice. Then they get the AI clone to clone her voice. Then they replay her voice so that she doesn't make any mistakes. So if you notice in this video here, she's got a bunch of kids. She's got a bunch of kids. Let's see the kids here. Here we go. She got a bunch of kids in the video, right? But then we have this contradiction here. So, like I said, this is why she just continuously gives me things to talk about her, because she's such a hypocrite. Both of them. They're the biggest hypocrites. So anyway, this is Kate for you. Say one thing in public, and in private, it's something else. She came out with another thing about, let me take this off. Every now and then you'll hear that she made some statement about kindness. She's always talking about, oh, we should be kind to people. And see if I can find that one here. We must be kind to people. And she wants to stress love and kindness. Kate does not give a shit about love and kindness. If she did, she wouldn't have her people all over social media constantly trashing Harry and Meghan. Constantly trashing Harry. I guarantee you there's going to be a day is going to come when it's going to come out that both William and Kate have their people in social media, their bots, their paid users, whatever it is, singing their praises, trashing the Sussex. And you know something? If they just want to sing their praises, fine. But why do they have to trash Harry and Meghan in order to show how wonderful they are? It just, look, these people. All right, I'm going to find this thing here. I'm going to show it to you. Where is it? This would be going so much more smoothly if my thing worked, but it doesn't. So what can I do? Which one is this? No, this isn't it. Is this one it? No. All right, I don't even remember what it is I was going to say. All right, I'm just going to go and look through my own slides, since I can see them, but you guys can't see them, unfortunately. So, all right, let me move on to the next article. Okay. So, all right. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is this thing here about Andrew. U.S. House panel requests interview with Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein investigation. So I think you guys probably heard about this. Can't find another picture of Andrew right now. You know what? Let them both stay there. They deserve to be there with him. A U.S. congressional panel investigating pedophile, I'm not supposed to say that, right? I'm supposed to say what? P-file financier Jeffrey Epstein has written to Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, formerly Britain's Prince Andrew, to ask that he submit to questioning as part of its investigation into Epstein's criminal operations. In a letter published on Thursday, California Congressman Robert Garcia, the top Democrat on the House Oversight Committee, requested that King Charles III's younger brother help with its inquiry. The formal request to answer questions comes a week after Mountbatten Windsor was stripped of his royal title and agreed to give up his leased home in Windsor. Mountbatten Windsor's name appears in documents and flight logs subpoenaed from Epstein's estate and publicly released by the committee. He has also been accused by one of Epstein's victims of assault, the late Virginia Giuffre of SA. The Oversight Committee will investigate allegations of abuse by Mountbatten Windsor and will seek information on Epstein's operations, network, and associates based on the men's long-standing and well-documented friendship, the committee said in a press release. It demanded information from Mountbatten Windsor on specifics of his relationship with Epstein, who killed himself in a New York jail cell in 2019. Okay, so he is being called up to appear before the Congress to answer for what he knows in the Epstein case, which is never ending. I mean, it just keeps going on and on and on. Every day we keep finding out more and more things, and more people involved. And of course, he's not going to do anything. He doesn't have to do anything. He does not have to, to answer to the U.S. government for anything. So he's not going to do anything. And there was a report yesterday that Starmer is encouraging him to go to America and to sit before Congress and to answer questions. But of course, he's never going to do that because he's a coward, and this entire family, they will never allow him to do that. They'll never allow him to do that. But it's not just him. I'm going to find this other picture for you. This report came out here about Queen Elizabeth. She was actually named as a client. I'll find it for you right now. And somebody else. I'm going to pull those up for you. If I can find the story here. I've got so much crap in here. All right. If my slide deck was working. Yeah. So anyway, it's the article says that Elizabeth was also named as a client in the Epstein files, and that explains why she was so quick to pay off Virginia the 12 billion pounds. We're not even really sure if how much was paid. People are just estimating that's how much she paid, but we don't really know. I want to talk a little bit about this thing with Sarah Ferguson. Let me add these here. So Sarah Ferguson is apparently... Oh, that's not the one. Here it is. This one? No, that's not it. Not that one either. All right. Sarah Ferguson is on the hunt for a new home in Windsor. And this woman is so audacious. She is so audacious. First of all, why does she need to move to Windsor? Why can't she go and, go and find a place somewhere? I don't know. Go find somewhere that you can afford for once in your life. This woman is constantly trying to live above her means. I don't understand why she's always so broke. She's been given millions of dollars all over the place. I mean, she's made money. She's made her own money. She was a spokesperson for, I believe it was it Weight Watchers? Remember that? I'll find a story here. She was a spokesperson for Weight Watchers many years ago. And so she made money. She's made money. She was on a show. Wasn't she on that Loose Women or something? Is this the one here? Let's see. No, that's not it. Anyway, she was on. This woman has made money. Why is she always so broke? Why is Sarah Ferguson perpetually broke? We'll read some of these comments here, see what's going on. Those leave them alone comments are crazy and annoying as well. Yes. I think most of them are fake. I swear to God, I think most of them are plants. I really believe that. Because the monarchy exists because of public relations. It's the monarchy would not exist without the press. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if to find out that a lot of those comments are actually plants. Okay, what do we have here? I think people defend this type of royalty in order to feel better about their lives. It's a way to excuse not reaching their full potential. We can't all be royals. But it's so sad, man. That's why seeing melanated American Meghan was such a slap to the face. Yes, and I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to that later on. I'm going to talk about that in I have that lined up for you. Increasingly, I think it's racial or cultural, the comfort of high tolerance for their own hypocrisy, both American and British royal family, with what now are current events. Definitely. One drop rule. One drop is enough. One drop is enough for her to be, the public enemy number one. Political theater. He doesn't have to go. If the Americans can allow a felon to run for it's laughable that Andrew should go to Congress. Yeah, most definitely. So, anyway, Sarah, I can't find a story. It's in my slide deck, but unfortunately, my slide deck is not working. So, I don't know. Maybe it will just randomly start working. It's still just loading here. She's looking for new digs at Windsor Great Park, and I don't know how the hell she can afford to live there. But apparently she is fielding some offers here. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, no, that's not it. Is this the one? Yeah, here we go. Sarah Ferguson is considering 6-figure offers to give tell-all interview after being stripped of Duchess of York title as palace aides fear she could go rogue. You see, this is the whole thing. Both Sarah and Andrew got the deets. They got some dirt on them. They got some dirt on all of them. They have dirt on Charles. They have dirt on William and Kate. Okay. Where is that picture of William and Kate sitting all chummy with Andrew? They have dirt on all these people. And I think they also probably have dirt on Queen Elizabeth, because now report came out last week that she is mentioned in the Epstein files. Also, there's another dude. I don't know if you guys know this person here. I'm going to show it to you right now. Also mentioned. So it's all of them. They're all involved. They're all involved in this Epstein mess. And that's why come next year, you're gonna hear that Andrew and his teddy bears are still over in Royal Lodge, because they don't want him talking. He knows stuff. She's already, Sarah Ferguson is going to talk, because she is constantly broke. She's constantly scrounging for money. So anybody that offers her, a couple $100,000 or something, she's going to start talking. She's probably going to wrench out as much money as she can. Let's see if I can find this now. Where are we? I don't know why half the time I cannot find anything in here. I had that shot of Maxwell and Epstein sitting up there at Balmoral, at that cottage in Balmoral. So we know that there've been the whole family, the whole Rotten family has been involved in the whole Epstein situation for years, you know, and that's what all this I think that's what all this Megan drama is about too, deflect attention to take the heat off of them. So nobody's going to talk about one of these days, one of these days these things are going to come out. It's going to come out and it's going to be super embarrassing. And I don't know if it's going to make a difference to the royalists. As you said, they have such low self-esteem, like they have to feel like someone is over them. That's why I think a lot of these people I don't think they're people of the younger generation, um not that people of older generation aren't enlightened and awakened, but I think they're people who are, what is this? Oh, not that one. People who are just, how can I put it? It's like they're part of an old world where the monarchy was this kind of larger than life kind of, and especially Elizabeth. Elizabeth did a lot to put a positive veneer, put a shine on the monarchy. But she was shisty as hell too. She did a lot of shisty stuff. One of the things I wanted to talk about was this. Here's the story. New bombshell document claims late Queen Elizabeth was client of Epstein's. A newly released, let's see if I can pull up a picture of Lizzie here. I'm so mad about my slideshow not working. I'll put any picture. I don't care. Where is it? Oh, that's Princess Alexandra. Here we go. Here's one right here. I finally found it. Let me put them all there. Put everything here. Let me just copy, put everything here. All right. So here we go. Here we have, you can see this is the exact same place. You see the grain in the wood. It's the exact same place where they're sitting down. So listen, this woman knew what was going on. There was a report came out maybe a month ago or so when the Virginia Giuffre thing book was released, that said she knew that Andrew had ladies of the night coming to visit him, and she just kind of let it slide, because that was her favorite son, apparently. That was her favorite child. So look, she knew this woman is. She's complicit in some way, she's long gone now, but she's complicit. She knew a lot, and she capitalized on the positive image that she had for so long, and the fact that she ruled for 70 years. She was definitely a stabilizing force in the British monarchy. And I don't know if we're ever going to see somebody. I'm not, trying to say she was good or she was bad here. I'm sure she was good in some ways and she was not good in some ways. But she was definitely a stabilizing force for the British monarchy. And once she died, I mean, now we see that it looks like a shit show now, pretty much. So anyway, I'm going to continue to read this article here. The late Queen Elizabeth II was among Jeffrey Epstein's clients, according to claims in newly released Epstein emails. one of approximately 23,000 documents from the Epstein estate made public by the House Oversight Committee last week reveals that Nobel Prize winning scientist Murray Gell-Mann said he was under the impression that Epstein's clients include the Queen of England. Who is this? Both Martin Nowak and Alan Morton Dershowitz. I don't know, I never heard the Morton part. Alan Dershowitz were thrilled to find themselves shaking the hand of a man named Andrew in Epstein's house, the document states, referencing the Austrian-born mathematics and biology professor at Harvard University and the American lawyer and law professor, respectively. Andrew turned out to be Prince Andrew, who subsequently arranged to sit in the back of Dershowitz's law class. He sat in the back of Dershowitz's law class. Really? The documents also contain allegations that Epstein offered financial guidance to the late Queen. Another file from the Epstein estate released by the House Oversight Committee last week indicates Mr. Gell-Mann said he understood that Epstein had given the Queen financial advice. Well. Isn't that lovely? Well, she's gone now. You keep on hearing these reports about how I think it's like every couple of days, you're going to see some headline saying the Queen didn't like this thing that Harry did, or the Queen was upset about Meghan. They keep on dragging this woman out of the grave to say something bad about the Sussexes. They're just so ridiculous. It's just completely nonsensical. Okay, what's this other story I wanted to talk about here? William's hot temper. We talked about this one already. William's hatred gets. I really wish my slide deck was working. Hold on, let me see if I remove it and put it on again, if it will work. I suppose I could just go through it if I'm the only one that can see it. So anyway. All right. Okay. William's hot temper is getting a new look, guys. So who doesn't already know that William is a hothead? Always flying off the handle. Something is wrong with this guy. I'm going to remove this. I have a video file here I want to show you guys. Let me see. Some of you probably already saw it, but I'm going to play it again anyway. Here we go.
What's he actually like, Robert? Is he going to be a good...
Take this off. All right, let me know if you can hear.
What's he actually like, Robert? Is he going to be a good king?
Well, I hope he listens
difficult, doesn't
he's tricky. I think that there's no doubt that the king used to get on better with Harry.
Really?
There's
Why do you say that?
That's what I understand to be the truth. I mean, I think that the people that know them well.
You heard that? She's like, really? She's like, really? She's so upset that he said that. Let's play that again.
What's he actually like, Robert? Is he going to be a good king?
Well, I hope he listens
difficult, doesn't
he's tricky. I think that there's no doubt that the king used to get on better with Harry.
Really?
There's
Why do you say that?
That's what I understand to be the truth. I mean, I think that the people that know them well said that was part of the heartbreaking side of this whole fallout was that the king and Harry used to sort of see eye to eye more. They used to have more time. They used to get each other more. Was I think with William and the king, there's always been clashes over the ivory in the royal collection, and
Yeah.
clashes over just little things.
The appearance of Prince
Yeah,
George,
and
I remember in a photograph on
Yeah.
a desk of the. They had a massive row about
He
that.
can be quite not controlling, but he's a bit tricky. He's got a bit of a temper. Like
Well,
most
you
people.
use the following words to describe William. You say he's occasionally been over assertive, can be difficult to handle, with aides approaching sensitive matters carefully. Despite his public composure, insiders describe William as prone to mood swings.
I think that's fair, yeah, as I wrote it. But also, I think that if you go and speak to a few people off the record, they would say that's probably being generous.
Yeah, so it's not it's no surprise that something is wrong with the heir, that he's got a big problem, big anger issue problem. Okay. I'm sure Kate is up close and personal with that. There's another clip here that's been going around on the socials. I'm pretty sure some of you guys have come across it. This one here.
One day in the future, the nation will be facing the loss of its monarch.
A few moments ago, Buckingham Palace announced the death of His Majesty, King Charles III.
There's no ceremony that takes place on the death of a monarch. There's no coronation needed for a new king or a new queen. The moment the heart stops beating of the reigning monarch, the next in line becomes king.
There's an extraordinary thing about an heir.
So what is that? Did you guys see that little thing that's been going around? That's the only clip I've seen about it. And what the hell is it? What is it? Is this supposed to be some kind of mockumentary or something? Why is this guy constantly playing out his fantasies? Why is he constantly playing out his fantasies of being king in public? This is the real reason why they don't want to show up for that lunch, for the Christmas lunch, because there is a raging battle going on between the king and the heir. A raging battle. This is why they're not, they've been on the outs for a while. He hardly ever shows up for anything anywhere where his father is going to be. They had to drag him away from the clutch, the arms of Jason, in order to get him to attend the Remembrance Day thing. Remember? He almost didn't make that. In fact, Kate had to bring George with her to the what was it, like the concert or something before the actual day, because William wasn't there, and of course the press just plays it up like, oh, it's nothing. All right, I'm going to show you this picture here because Kitty Cats, you just said something that is definitely very interesting. Something that where is it? Something that I've actually thought about for a while. I'm going to pull up your comment there in a second. Let me just transfer over this picture since my thing is not working here. Come on, where is it? I just transferred it over. Where is it? Give me 1 second. I want to find it here. I swear, sometimes the technology is conspiring against me. I'm convinced of that. Not paranoid at all. Okay. Oh, this is a good one. I should definitely put that one in there. This one I definitely wanted to talk about. But let me find this picture that I just sent over. Where is it? Here we go. Okay, and then also I want to send this one over and this one over. Okay. Whoa, you have a lot of files. Each brand is limited to 100 images. Please delete some files before uploading more. No problem. All right, let me get rid of this one. Let me get rid of... No, I definitely don't want to get rid of that one. Get rid of this one because I don't know what it is. All right. Did it work? No, it didn't work because I have too many files in there. I'm going to have to find another streaming software because this one is just kind of light duty. This one is for light duty. All right, I'm going to get it together, guys. Just hang in there with me. It was just here. Where is it now? Okay. I'm gonna find it in a second. Just hold on. I have it here. Because I wanted to talk about the Thomas Kings. Oh, here we go. We're back. We got it. This one and this one I want to include. Yeah. Is it gonna work this time? Still. All right, I have to get rid of some stuff here before I can show you that picture. Again, if my slide deck was working like it should, I wouldn't have to be doing all of this, but unfortunately, it's not working. So what can I do? It's not working. Okay, get rid of that. Let's see if get rid of some stuff here. No, I definitely don't want to get rid of these, but get rid of this. No, this is what is this? Yeah, I wanted to talk about this a little bit later. I just happened to see the picture now, so I figured let me just talk about it now. Do you guys remember this story that came out, was it a week ago or 2 weeks ago, where Elon Musk changed the settings on X, and then now you can see the country of origin for most of these obsequious posts that are that are constantly popping up all over the socials, praising William and Kate. So this is an example of one of them here. They're all over the place. Most of them are in Nigeria. Most of them are in India, Pakistan. This one is from Israel. So yeah, this is, like I said, this is the reason why William doesn't share his taxes, because if he did share his taxes, you're going to find out, let me get rid of this. I think probably if I get rid of this, then I'll have space. You're going to find out how much money this guy is spending on bots, on fluffing up him and Kate. And the thing is, him and Kate, it's not even like they're one united team. They're only one united team when it comes to competing against Harry and Meghan. That's when they're a united team. Other than that, they're always competing against each other. They hate each other. I'm convinced of that. I think Kate has got him by the balls, and he knows it, and there's nothing he can do about it. All right, let me see if this will work now. Okay, good, because I got rid of some stuff. So, all right, remove this. All right, so now I'm going to talk a little bit more about, I'm going to pull up this comment here. I wonder if Tom Kingston knew anything, especially since he was finance dude. Knew Queen Elizabeth was a client of Mr. Epstein. Yes. So absolutely, because Thomas Kingston was like a brilliant financier. He was, he worked for Schroders. He worked for Schroders earlier in his career. After he came back from Iraq, he worked for Schroders. He was he had an economy degree. And Schroders actually handles a lot of assets for the Crown Estate. Okay. And yeah, I've always maintained that when the thing came out about him passing away last year, and everybody just like jumped on the low-hanging fruit. Oh, him and Kate must have been having an affair. I never thought that at all. I still don't think that. A lot of people, I even saw like a TikTok once. One guy said she was pregnant and all this stuff. I don't think so. I mean, I don't know, but I don't think so. I always thought that the Thomas Kingston affair had to do with him following a money trail. I've always thought that it had something to do with him following a money trail. Because yes, kitty cats, he was heavily involved in royal family finance. He was obliquely a member of the royal family, married to Lady Gabriella. We don't hear anything more from her anymore. She's sequestered away in Kensington Palace. Nobody, the press doesn't talk to her. The press does, which is fine. Good for her. Luckily for her, because there's a lot of crazy stuff about her too. Skinny dipping and all that, taking ecstasy and all that stuff. So she's kind of like a wild party animal at one point, but that's okay. I mean, who hasn't been a wild party animal at some point in their lives, right? So yeah, I agree with you. I think that Thomas Kingston was on a money trail. And if you recall, if you can see this picture here that I'm showing you, remember this, guys? This came out I think it was about 3 or 4 days. I don't even think it was as much as 4. About 3 days after they announced that that Thomas had passed away, and William made a visit to the synagogue, and he had these weird looking bruises on his neck. Like, what the hell is this? What the hell was this about? And of course, there was a report that he had nothing to do with it. Like, I don't know, why did the press feel that they had to tell us that, right? Nobody was thinking that. Nobody was associating William with Thomas Kingston in any way. So why did the press have to, insert that into the story about Kingston's passing? Very, very, very suspicious. So he was supposed to show up at this memorial for his godfather, King Constantine. I don't know. I really don't know who that is. But apparently it's his godfather. Well, thank God it's not Mountbatten. Mountbatten was dead already before he was born. Luckily for him. And speaking of that, on the subject of Mountbatten, I am doing a video right now on Mountbatten. So you guys want to stay tuned for that. But anyway, apparently this King Constantine dude was his godfather or something, and he was supposed to attend a memorial. For those of you who recall, he's supposed to attend a memorial for King Constantine. He did not show up. And it was a big deal. They made a big deal about it because apparently he always shows up and he lives very close by. And they didn't know what to do. So the press came out real quick and then, they said, oh, it's a personal matter. That's the first thing they said. They said he's not able to attend the memorial due to a personal matter. And of course, due to a personal matter, and then of course, that's when the press also inserted the line that he was in no way, that he wasn't involved with, what are the exact words they say? That he's not connected with Kingston's death. And that was like, whoa, wait a minute now. What do you mean he's not? Why are you even telling us that? So obviously, you know what that means. That means he's connected with his death. Opinions are my own. Where's the banner? Where's the banner? Right here. These opinions are mine entirely. Please do not confuse opinions with facts for entertainment purposes only. So what did William know? What was going on? And did Charles know anything? Because if you recall, for Thomas's funeral, William attended Thomas's funeral, and the press claimed that they were friends. And I don't believe that at all. I don't think William is friends with anybody, to be honest, except for who? What was this guy's name? Van Straubenzee or Van Cutsum, his drinking buddies. Those are his only friends. You know, William's sphere of friends, just like his wife, just like Kate, is all connected to alcohol, right? I mean, that's pretty much it. The guy is a raging alcoholic. And again, I know I hate to sound like a broken record here, but if my damn slide deck was working, everything would go much more smoothly here. But it's not. So I'm going to stop complaining and just keep going here. What the hell was this? What happened here? What do you think happened, guys? What do you think this is? They never really gave an explanation for this. You know, they conveniently pulled out the never complain, never explain card, you know, concerning this picture here, you know, these bruises, clearly bruises on his neck. Clearly these look like somebody had their fingers around his neck. And I don't know if it's Kate, because I don't think Kate is that strong. I mean, she weighs about 75 pounds. I doubt that she would be able, to have that kind of force to create these impressions on William's neck. This was a fight. He got into some kind of tussle. He got into some kind of fight because somebody else mentioned that he also looked like he had scratches on his eyes. You can't really see that here. So back to, I'm going to pull up this this comment again. Back to this. What do you think? What do you think, guys? What do you think? I think one day we're going to learn the truth. We're going to find out what happened one day. One day. Somebody's going to talk. Who knows? Maybe Sarah Ferguson is going to talk. Maybe Andrew's going to talk. Maybe that's what all this payoffs and negotiations and protection is all about. All right. What else are I gonna, let me see. What do you think? Something else I wanted to show you here. I think that's, oh yeah. Here we go. So we have, let's put this one in here first. All right, so take this off. Remember they were at this, when they went to the Royal Variety the other day? And there was a report that claimed that William was kissing Kate's hand. Did you see that report, guys? I'm going to find it for you. This is so stupid. I mean, they just make up the most ridiculous things, you know? They just make up the most ridiculous things. Like, why are they constantly trying to prove how this couple is in love? Who is behind this? I think it's Kate behind all this. I think it's Kate's telling her press people to constantly put out stories reinforcing the notion that that they're happily married and that they're in love, because her whole thing is she has to prove to the whole world that that she's perfect, and that that everything is perfect. Her marriage is perfect. You know, her hair is blonde. Apparently, I'm gonna get to that story too. Everything about her is perfect, and yeah. So there was a, if I can find the thing here, there was a headline, a ridiculous headline that said cute moment, something about cute moment where, is this the one? No, that's not it. Oh no, wait. I have to go back into here. Something about cute moment where William is kissing Kate's hand or something like that. It's so ridiculous. Why do they do this? They just make themselves look ridiculous when they do this. And I'm going to play the video for you. You're going to see. You tell me if this looks like oh no, this is the no-go zone thing. Wait, is it? Where is it? Hold on. Tell me if this looks like what they're talking about. William kissing Kate's hand. I'm going to show you. Let me see if I can find the headline first. I'm so mad that my slide deck is not working. This really makes me mad. Because I spent all night working on it and now it's not loading. So I don't know. I got to figure it out. I got to figure out a better system here in the future. So, oh, this one I definitely want to show. I think it's this one. This one. Okay, 1 second. Let me get rid of this just in case it causes me to have any. Is it this? No, that's not it. All right, anyway, so there's a headline that says William was kissing Kate's hand. So I'm going to show this video to you. I want you to tell me if this looks like William is kissing anybody's hand. Tell me what this looks like. What the hell is this? What is he doing? Does this look like he's kissing somebody's hand to you? Of course not. Of course not. He's taking a drink. He's taking a drink. And it's no surprise that the day after this came out, I think, this was when they were here. They were at the Royal Variety thing. They claimed that he was kissing her hand. Okay. He's taking a drink. The guy has a problem, and I think it's probably just like his relationship with the opposite sex. I mean, well, with the same sex. It's probably a big open secret that he has an alcohol problem. He has an alcohol abuse problem. Okay, I'm going to play that again. I'm going to freeze the frame and you're going to see. There you go. He's taking a drink. And then the next day, Kate comes out and says something about, she comes out with, they claim that she penned some letter about addiction. She's never going to say anything because whenever she talks, she sounds like she's got marbles in her mouth. So it's always she penned an essay and she penned this and Kate is lazy. Kate doesn't pen anything. She doesn't write. She doesn't do anything. They are lazy. Both of them, both William and Kate, both of them are lazy. And it wouldn't surprise me if she's a raging alcoholic as well. I wouldn't be surprised one bit. Kate Middleton urges love and kindness for people dealing with addiction in special new message. Really? Who do you think she's talking about? Check out some of these comments here. Yeah, exactly, Scarlett. It is wild that anybody is buying their happily married bit. But listen, I think it's ridiculous. Like, nobody buys it, right? But she puts out these signals that they're so happily married, and she knows that it seems ridiculous. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Kevin. Everybody knows it's bullshit, right? But she says these things, and this is what makes me wonder, is this girl, is she like all there? Is she all there? Because here's another story I wanted to. I'm so mad that my slide deck isn't working, guys. But here's another story here. Let me get rid of these. I'm gonna get rid of this one. Remove. Kate Middleton shares why she debuted blonder hair. Okay. Kate Middleton explained why her signature brown hair has been looking blonder in recent months. It's gone light in the sunshine. Really? 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 Who the hell believes this? Does anybody? What? Okay. So I don't even know what to say. Like, does this girl think people are completely stupid? Or is it just she is just not working with a full deck here? Why would she say this? So apparently what happened was, it was during this event here when she was at the Royal Variety, okay? And some reporter goes up to her. I have the story here. Let me see if I can find it on my slides. Oh, wait a minute. I wonder if if I do this, maybe you can see my slides. Hold on. Let me see. Let me try again. Let me try again. Maybe it will work now. Oh, please work. Please work now. All right. I'm going to take it off first. Remove from the studio, and let's put it back. Slideshow. All right. Let's see if it's going to work this time. Do you guys see that? Yeah? No? You see that? You see that? No. It's still loading. Oh, wait. Nah, it's still loading. All right. Oh, well, what can I do? Next time. Maybe the technology gods will smile upon me next time I do this. I thought everything was going to work. It didn't work. So what can I do? Let me just carry on. Okay, what was I talking about again? Yeah, the blonde bit. Pull that up here. I'm the only one that can see this, unfortunately. But anyway, I'm going to read it for you. According to the Daily Mail, let me put the correct picture here. Get rid of that. All right, here we go. According to the Daily Mail, Kate's comments on her blonder hair came during a private chat she had with actress Sue Pollard backstage at the Royal Variety performance at the Royal Albert Hall in London on Wednesday night. Pollard shared details of the conversation, explaining that she brought up the topic of Kate's lighter hair color, telling the royal, "I like your hair. It looks a lot lighter." Kate then replied, "It used to be brown, but it's gone light in the sunshine." Is she okay? Is this woman okay? So remember, this was when, I think this was like when she first debuted the blonde hair, right? So first of all, let's talk about this picture. What's going on here? I wish I knew how to zoom in here, you know. What the hell is going on here? Look at the top of her hair. What is going on? But look, okay, before I talk about this picture, what is the appropriate response, guys? What is the appropriate response to somebody asking you about your hair? And it's not a close friend or it's not someone close to you, you know, not your good friend, not your bestie. What is the appropriate response to someone asking you about your hair? You say nothing and you keep on going. Or you tell them to bug off. Don't ask me about my hair. You don't have to explain to anyone, you know, if you're wearing a wig or if you dyed your hair or if you got braids in, your hair is short one. You see, black girls, we know, okay? We go to work one day and we got like a little, you know, short hair or something. The next day we got hair down to our butts, you know, and you know better than to ask. Don't ask. Don't ask me about my hair. Now, all Kate had to do was shut up and keep going. You don't have to answer any questions about her. She didn't have to answer any questions about her hair. But because it's just so ridiculous, because she wants to portray this image of perfection, to the world, you know, she's perfect. She doesn't dye her hair. She doesn't wear extensions. She doesn't wear wigs. She's perfect. Then she goes and she makes some ridiculous statement that her hair went light in the sunshine. Okay, right, Kate. Your hair went light in the sunshine. So she showed up. Remember, this was like a couple months ago. She showed up with this mess on her hair, and I don't know what's going on here. This looks like a wig. Some people say it's a topper. Some people say it's a full wig. I don't know. It is a mess. It's obvious she has nobody styling her. And then the very next day, this was her. So what happened? The sun wasn't working that day? What's going on? How does she look like this on one day, and the next day, this is her? And then she's gonna say that it's because of the sunlight. So the sunlight only worked. The sunlight wears. I don't know. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. But this is the kind of thing. This is why nobody can take her seriously, because she says these ridiculous things, and she really thinks people are going to believe it. Just like, you know, the whole William was kissing her hand. That all came from her. That came from her camp. I guarantee you that came from her camp, because she is hell bent on trying to get everybody to believe that she is that they're in that they're happily married, and it's completely ridiculous. Everybody knows they're not. Everybody knows they're not. So anyway, what else? Let's see. That's peroxide. Is it though? Is it peroxide or is it a wig? I don't know. Because look at the hairline. I mean, that kind of looks like her hairline, right? Or I don't know, it could be a lace front. I don't know what that is. This top, I don't know what's going on here. Who convinced this woman to walk out of her house looking like this? Does she have anybody in her corner? Does she have anybody? We know Natasha is gone. Natasha is long gone, because Natasha probably would have said, baby girl, you cannot leave the house looking like that, okay? You look a mess. I don't know if it's peroxide or if it's just a wig, but anyway, all she had to do was shut up. Just keep going. Don't say anything. It's gone light in the sunlight, my ass. Kate will claim it's the sun because anyone who truly has cancer would not put chemicals in their hair. I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, which is it? She got cancer. She has cancer. She doesn't have cancer. She has cancer. Which is it? Because they're still bringing up the cancer card. They're still constantly bringing up the cancer card. Even though what she said she was cancer free, and she have been a whole year now since she announced she's cancer free. Then she said she's in remission. You know, but yeah, they're gonna keep on bringing up the cancer thing, and that's it's a wig or a piece. If one looks up close, you can see how her true hair is laying flat down on her hair while the piece or wig falls back. Yeah, it's hard to tell because I mean, usually if it's hard to tell, that's a good thing. But in this case, it's hard to tell as in what the hell is that on her head? So anyway, that's just another one of the, the ridiculousness that is Kate. This is why I cannot leave this girl alone because she's so ridiculous. She is just so ridiculous. She just says the most ridiculous things. And of course, all her fans, they're all going to be like, oh, leave her alone because she got cancer. Leave her alone because it's the cancer. Everything is the cancer, everything is the cancer excuse. She's probably planning her next ski trip or something. I mean, that's all she does. All right. So what do I have here now? What's the next thing? So yeah, she says it used to be brown, but now it's gone light in the sunshine. Okay, Kate, whatever you say. All right, I wanted to discuss a little bit. There's a lot I wanted to discuss, but like I said, my slide deck isn't working, so what can I do? I just have to go with it, right? Maybe next time I'll be able to discuss these other stories. I'm just going to do a couple more stories here. Princess Eugenie and Beatrice. Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie. Now, I don't know if you recall where a couple weeks ago when the whole, the book came out. And everybody, first of all, everybody was taking credit. Let me see if I can find the story here. Where is it? No, that's not it. Everybody was trying to take credit for why Andrew was gonna lose his titles or get kicked out of royal. Everyone's trying to take credit. Everybody was trying to take credit. I'm trying to find this thing. Trying to find it here. Everyone was trying to take credit. First, they said, of course, William jumped out in front of everybody. Find a good picture here for William. This one. William jumped out in front of everybody talking about he was the one. It's him. He should be getting all the credit for getting rid of Andrew. And then I don't know if you remember, there was briefly another story about how it was oh yeah, and I was telling me I got too many files open. All right, let me get rid of some stuff here. Just get rid of some stuff real quick. First he said he was the one behind Andrew getting the boot. Then briefly they said it was Kate. They said Kate Middleton was behind Andrew getting kicked out. And when I read that, I was like, come on, who are they trying to kid? They're constantly trying to portray her as some kind of power player behind the scenes. Everybody knows that Kate has no power. Kate has no power. Kate has no power. They're trying to claim that she was behind. Well, they briefly tried to say that she was, and then afterwards they said Camilla had something to do with it. They were all trying to take credit for banishing Andrew, who isn't. I mean, is he really banished? Has Andrew really been banished? He hasn't. He hasn't been banished. He hasn't been banished at all. Did you see the story I talked about it a little bit earlier on about how he wants $75 million, and he's about to go move up in another big mansion in Sandringham, or so. He's got somewhere on the Sandringham estate. And then they're all complaining too, he's complaining, oh, it's not big enough for me. And, I need servants. I need a secretary. I need a driver. I need a cook. The nerve of these people. The nerve of these people. What's this one? Queen Elizabeth has been complaining that Kate Middleton needs to do more royal work. This would have been, of course, while she was still alive. It's not one of these disembodied statements from the dead that they keep coming out with. All right, now I'm losing my train of thought now. Beatrice and Eugenie. Oh, yeah. Let's get back to them. But I got to get rid of some of the stuff first because apparently I've got too much stuff open here. So, all right, let me get rid of this lady. But we talked about her already. And maybe now I'm going to be able... What does this say? Oh. What was this? This was the toe-sucking incident, I think. I wanted to talk about that a little bit, but maybe next time when I figure out how to get my slide deck to work, or if I get use another streaming software, I'll be able to properly talk about these stories, because it's kind of difficult now. I'm kind of having to... I'm having to upload the pictures that I also had put in the slide deck, and because of that, it's a mess. What can I tell you? All right, so we know that. Let me just find a picture of Beatrice Eugenie real quick, so we know who we're talking about here. Hopefully, it will work this time. Beatrice and Eugenie. Now, what do you think about those two guys? Do you think they need to be punished? They didn't do anything wrong. They're not to blame for their scumbag parents, It's not their fault that their wacky mother decided it would be a good idea to have them tag along. Have her teenage daughters tag along to go visit a pedophile coming out of prison or jail or wherever he was, because they had a sweetheart deal. He was able to leave the jail during the day to go abuse more minors. Anyway, she took her kids along to go meet this guy. That's how close she was to him, because, she was so grateful. She was so grateful to Jeffrey, and, so apologetic for speaking ill of him. She was like, I'm so sorry, Jeffrey. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to say those things. Can you lend me 100,000 quid? Why is she always broke? Anyway, I'm trying to find this picture as I'm talking to you guys here, but as usual, I must have upset the technology gods here for some reason. Next time it will work. Anyway, I wanted to show you a video of this is an old video, actually. If I can find the rest of the pictures here. I know I can find them. Wait a minute. Okay, this was the lunch date thing. Yeah. Prince William skipping lunch. All right. Can't find it right now. That's okay. So it's no surprise, it's no secret, I should say, that William and Kate do not get along with Beatrice and Eugenie. I could find a picture of Beatrice and Eugenie, but you know what they look like. I don't have to put a picture. You guys, let me just find out. Let me just put a picture of Andrew and Fergie then. They'll stand in for Beatrice and Eugenie. Okay. So they don't get along. Kate does not get along with Beatrice and Eugenie. Kate and her sister, Pippa. They have never gotten along with those girls, and I think I don't know. I don't know if it has to do with, that kind of catty, competitive kind of thing. Well, first of all, Kate is threatened by any woman in her social class and her age group. She feels threatened by any woman at all who is going to be in her little milieu and her age group, because she is, always vying for the attention of whatever male gaze is around at the time. And from very early on, from before she even married William, they didn't get along. They did not get along. Okay, I have a video here. I don't know if you guys remember this. Where is it? Okay, get rid of this. Where is it? So this was like very early on. This was right after Kate had got married, and I don't know where they were. This was like maybe the 2000 teens, maybe 2012, 2013, something like that. Okay. I don't know if you remember this. And this is Eugenie. Play it again. And then Kate looks at her like, Kate gives her that death stare right there. They don't like each other. And William, I mean, these are William's cousins, and he's been threatening them. Now, the press will tell you that he's been threatening them over the Andrew situation, and that's not what it is at all. Okay, that has nothing to do with it. Andrew has nothing to do why he's threatening these girls. Okay, particularly Eugenie. He is threatening Eugenie because she is friends with Harry and Meghan, and he doesn't like that. He does not like that. And he, part of this whole the digital lynch mob that the royal family and the press have formed against these two people who decided to leave this viper's nest. Part of the strategy is to alienate them by trying to make the public believe that they are pariahs, that they are, that nobody likes them, that they are just bad, horrible people, whatever. And William does not like the fact that his cousin is still in contact with Prince Harry, with Harry and Meghan. I don't know if Eugenie is that close to Meghan. I really don't know. But I do know that she is close to Harry. She is close to Harry. And William doesn't like that. See, because Harry's not supposed to have any friends. Harry's not supposed to have, anybody talking nicely about him, or, he doesn't like that at all. He gets incandescent with rage whenever that happens. So anyway, that's what all the threats against Beatrice and Eugenie are about. And of course, Kate doesn't like them either from a long time. That, there was a story I have in the slide deck here. Maybe I'll just read it to you. Well, Prince William allegedly threatened Prince Andrew's daughters, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, over royal titles in the Royal Lodge dispute. So, they're using this as an opportunity to try to get him out of Royal Lodge. And of course, because he's breaking his lease early, he's entitled to compensation. But the compensation is going to be revoked because the place is in such a terrible state of dilapidation and disrepair. Okay, so next thing. The stark warning being dished out to Princess Beatrice and Eugenie to allow them to avoid being swallowed by their toxic parents' scandal quicksand. Okay. This has nothing to do with their parents. This has nothing to do with their parents. This is just William bullying Beatrice and Eugenie into ceasing communication with their cousin, with Harry. That's what this is all about. There was a story early on. I'm gonna read it for you. Like I said, if the slide deck was working, then I would be able to. Okay, where is it? Oh yeah. Kate Middleton reduced Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie to walk-on parts of royal life. Kate Middleton was relatively a newcomer in the royal family in 2011, but she already managed to snub what does it say? Maybe they meant to say two longtime members of the British clan. Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie felt snubbed by the Duchess of Cambridge years ago on several occasions. Okay. Even before Kate Middleton tied the knot with Prince William, Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson's daughters already felt snubbed by the future queen. In 2008, they were asked to give up their front row seats at the London fashion show to make way for Middleton and her younger sister, Pippa Middleton. But at that time, they refused to give up their spot. Things became much worse for the royals after Prince William and Kate Middleton refused to invite Fergie to their royal wedding at Westminster Abbey, since Ferguson is no longer official member of the royal family and her divorce from Prince Andrew. The Cambridges felt that there was no need for her to be at their nuptials. So that's probably one of the smarter decisions that they made. But this was before the Epstein thing came out. However, this decision upset Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, who is very close to their parents. To make things worse, the couple didn't also invite Princess Beatrice's then boyfriend, Dave Clark, to their wedding. William has the Spencer paranoia. Oh, wow. William has the Spencer paranoia gene. Really? The source said, Dave is a gregarious, chatty American, and William is so private, it hurts. He would accuse his dog of being indiscreet if it barked at someone else too often, the insider said. I keep on saying that William and Kate are a match made in hell. They are a perfect match. This is what you guys want to. They are a perfect match. They are so well matched for each other. So well matched. They're exactly the same. The both of them are exactly they may as well be twins. All right. Play that little clip for you one more time. I think Kate let me put this up here. I think Kate invited the York cousins to her dismal Christmas event. Well, you know what? I don't know if she did, but if she did, she probably invited them because who else is going to go to that thing? Last year it was something like 47th on the list in the ratings or something. She takes credit for everything. She doesn't do anything. There are people behind the scenes doing all these things for her. And what do they have? Carolers or something? It's anyway. We'll see. We'll see what happens, because I don't know, if I was Beatrice and Eugenie, but then again, I would just tell them to go fuck off and go write a tell-all and go make some real money. Go off and live their own lives. But I don't know, they're afraid to do that. I don't know why they're afraid to do that. It's whatever. I don't know how much of an allowance they could be getting from Charles to stay in this family. But it can't be a lot of money. It can't. That they're cheap. They're cheap with everybody except themselves. They'll splurge on themselves, but they're not going to splurge on the spares and the family and the children of the spares. They're not going to do anything for them. There's going to give them the bare minimum. These two girls would probably, Beatrice and Eugenie, that is, they would probably make, because it seems like they kind of have a good head on their shoulders. It looks like they're kind of brighter than William, I would definitely say, definitely brighter than Kate. They would probably they'll probably make a good living if they went off on their own. Okay. If it were Anne's kids, I would say they is. What do you mean by that, Huma? If they were Anne's kids? Will and Kate deserve each other? Yes, they do. Yes, they do deserve each other. The girls married well and have actual children. Yes, they do. That's what I'm saying. Why do they? I don't know. I don't know why they think they have to. Oh, don't worry about it. I don't know why they feel like they have to still stay tethered to this family. I'm sure that I would love to to be a fly on the wall and in their kitchen to hear what they have to say. Let me see what you said here. I think they see the spectacle that their parents made of themselves and don't want to repeat it. Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, they're pretty much non-controversial, I would say. Or in the early days, you didn't really hear about them being like party animals, like William and Harry. We're always, leaving the clubs drunk, and we're always partying and stuff. And Kate as well. Kate was constantly in and out of the clubs. You didn't really hear that about Beatrice and Eugenie too much, But they have been treated so badly, especially by William and Kate, that it wouldn't surprise me one bit if they just, said, fuck it, that's it, I'm going to write a tell-all. I'm going to write a tell-all. I'm sure they've fielded offers. Their mom, listen, you could offer that woman anything. I'll offer her any amount of money and she's going to do whatever you ask. She'll do whatever you ask. I guarantee you next year she's going to come out with a tell-all. She's going to come out with a tell-all. I think I have the story here. Is it this one? This one? This one. Yeah. Sarah Ferguson is considering six-figure offers to give tell-all interview after being stripped of Duchess of York title as palace aides fear she could go rogue. She's going to do it. If she doesn't write a tell-all or have a ghostwriter write for her, I don't know, next year, it will be because Charles is paying her not to say anything. Okay? That will be it. Because this woman goes through money like it's I don't know. Sarah Ferguson splurged $4 million on wild spending habits. The rate at which this woman spends money, I don't know what she's spending her money on, because over the years she has been given so much money. She has been we're talking about 30, 40 years here. She's constantly in debt. And like I said, she's made money. She has made her own money. She was a spokesperson for Weight Watchers at one point. I'm sure that was a few $1 million. She was on a show before, the emails came out about her begging for money from Epstein. She has made money. Why is she always so broke? And I'm wondering if, who knows, maybe this is what Kate's talking about with the substances. I'm sure Kate is witness to a lot of substance abuse that's going on in that family. Let's play this one again here. Where is it? Take down your comment for a minute here. I'm sure Kate is witness to a lot of substance abuse going on in this family. Now, I'm wondering if this is why this woman is constantly broke. He's constantly in need of money. I mean, come on. What's the guy who wrote the book, Andrew Lowney? I haven't read that book yet, but I have to read it. I have to read that book because it seems like it's, it's got a lot of juicy stuff up in there, All right, let me go to the comments here for a second. I ain't mad at Fergie. I admire her hustling. Look, I don't have a problem with somebody who, tries to make their own money. Nothing wrong with, look, nothing wrong with trying to make your own money, right? But I don't know. She's just, what's the word? Voracious, rapacious. It's like she's just always just have this desperate. She's always so desperate for money. She may gamble and have debts to pay. Probably. She may have Fergie may have a shopping addiction. It wouldn't surprise me if she has a shopping addiction. She probably does. There are stories about her when she was at Sunning Hill Park, and she spent so much money. Do I have the story here? Let me see. Yeah, this is part of the story here. Part of the story. What is this? Yeah, this was the story. I wanted to talk about this story tonight if my slide deck was working, about Sunning Hill Park. This was the first home that was gifted to Andrew and Fergie when they first got married by the Queen. And once they got a divorce, and they're, both of them, both Andrew and Fergie, always hard up for cash. And then it turns out that the Queen created some business entity to circumvent the transfer of the property going through the Crown estate, just so that, in a way, to transfer money to her favorite son. So the house was sold for something like £3 million over asking price, and then it just sat empty. And then this is what it looked like. It finally got demolished. Let me see if I can have a picture of it. Yeah, here it is. How Andrew made £15 million selling Sunning Hill Park, his wedding gift. The property had been owned by the Crown estate, but he pocketed the proceeds of its sale to a Kazakh billionaire to pay for royal lodge renovations. Okay. And there was another story about how when Fergie was there, she was just on a huge spending spree. Like, she just couldn't stop spending, man. I mean, she apparently had some bathtub. She built some bathtub that was so huge, they called it the HMS Fergie. I have some other pictures here if this thing is going to allow me to upload more pictures, because it's telling me that I have too many pictures uploaded and that I have to get rid of some. So I'm going to have to do that next time. Yeah, so what is going on with her? Why is she always broke? Makes no sense at all. All right, I'm going to talk about a couple more stories. And then I'm going to wrap this up. I probably would have gone on longer if my slide deck was working. I'm so mad about it, because I'm like looking at the slide deck right now, this perfect slide deck that I created for you guys, and it just refuses to load. Hold on, let me try again. Let me try one more time. Okay, I want everybody to keep their fingers crossed. Let's see if the slide deck is going to work this time. Nah, it doesn't look like it's gonna work. Anyway, okay. So last story, and I'm gonna let you guys go because I'm really mad about my slide deck. Let me stop complaining. Okay. Pull up the story real quick here. So I wanted to just touch a little bit on I know this is an old story now. Before I even talk about it, let me find a picture first. I really need to get rid of so much stuff in here. I just hate how whenever I'm looking for something, that's when I can't find it. You notice that? When you're looking for something, that's when you can't find it. Ain't that something? Yeah, I don't know where it is. Okay. Let me see. Could it be here? Let's see. It's this think piece that was written, and I just thought it was just kind of funny, like I said, if these people weren't such hypocrites, I would have nothing to talk about. Seriously, I would have nothing to talk about if these people weren't such bloody hypocrites. All right, I found one picture that I'm looking for. I'm putting these two. I hope it's not going to tell me that I have too many pictures. Oh, good, it's working. Okay, so, there's one more thing I wanted to put in here. What does this say? Kate Middleton urges. I'm going to leave this little article. I'm going to leave this up here because just to highlight the hypocrisy of this woman, the fact that she loves to try to portray herself in the public as this saint-like figure that's all about love and kindness, when in the background she has a whole army of digital loyalists going to bat for her. And if they were just speaking her praises, that would be fine, but they can't speak her praises without trying to tear down other people, and other people meaning Harry and Meghan. And that's why I cannot get off her ass for that. She's a hypocrite. She is a bloody hypocrite. She loves to just talk about how she's all about loving kindness and all this other nonsense. And she's behind a lot of these negative stories. She's behind a lot of this negative stuff. All right, let me find one more thing that I really is crucial to what I want to talk about here. And then then we can talk about when we can meet again. I'm probably just gonna have to go shell out some money to pay for decent streaming software, guys. Hint, hint. I'm gonna have to shell out some bucks to get some, to switch from the free streaming software so everything can work properly for you guys. I'm just kidding, like if you want to help, you can help. Want to help, you can help. If not, it's okay too. All right, where is that picture? Oh yeah, here it is. Oh, I have to delete something in order for it to work. Oh, we don't need this picture anymore. Let me delete that one. Which one is this? Yeah, I can delete this one. Yeah, this was the HMS Fergie thing. Delete. Oh, maybe now it will work because I had that one opened a few times. All right, hang on. Don't go nowhere. Hang on. Oh, there was this crazy picture right here. We'll talk about that next time. Okay, let me see if I can find it again. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so now, was it a couple weeks ago now? Megan did this thing here, the Harper's Bazaar magazine cover. And I don't know, apparently they said she had no makeup on. She has a little makeup on. She has a little bit of makeup on. There's definitely, she's got a little bit of foundation and definitely wearing some blush shade on her lips there. Anyway, it's the no makeup look. And apparently this inspired, a whole bunch of people to start writing a bunch of think pieces. Like, what the hell is this? Can we please stop applauding celebrities like Meghan Markle for posing makeup free? Now, did this woman have as much smoke for what was her name? Pamela Anderson when she did this? What is this? How are you writing a whole think piece over a magazine cover? Now, this is the thing. Meghan can't do anything without somebody accusing her of being a narcissist, without she's, accused of being the destroyer of the British monarchy. It's ridiculous. It's just crazy. It's insane. And like I said, if they weren't so over the top ridiculous, I wouldn't have anything to talk about. I would not have anything to talk about. Their hypocrisy is what fuels this YouTube channel, pretty much. If they stopped being hypocrites all of a sudden one day and just, go enjoy your money and go live in one of your lodges somewhere and just left these two people alone to live their lives, I wouldn't have anything to talk about. Let me put this here. It says, Kate, mean-spirited, anorexic, lying about a disease to garner sympathy. Only Edward seems normal. How can anyone look up to this carnival of sad, dysfunctional clowns? Yeah, exactly, Rita. Somebody earlier said something like, people feel they feel inferior to them. They want to feel inferior to somebody for some reason, and I think I have a lot of it has to do with the racial dynamics as well. I think Meghan occupies space that a lot of white women feel belong to them. And listen, I'm not even I'm not like a big Meghan fan, okay? Not that I don't like her, but I'm only a fan of musicians, okay? So this is not what this is all about. I didn't even know who she was before Harry introduced her. I had no idea who she was because I never watched Suits, so I didn't know anything about her. But to see the reaction from a large swath of the British public and a large swath of the American public as well. And it's usually the same people who align themselves with ultra-conservative political ideology. Let's be real here, which of course is tied up with racial dynamics. Okay. It's just been, I think it's an incredible social phenomena to see the way how this girl has been treated. Here's a picture I have of her. The way how she is pilloried every time, if she's simply trying to make a living, this army of all these reports just come out about how she's ridiculous and is this and is that. If they didn't do all of that, I wouldn't even be talking about her right now. I wouldn't have anything to talk about. Yeah, I started this channel because Kate went missing and then it just kind of evolved into because to be honest, I didn't even know all that much about these people before the Kate drama last year. And yeah, so anyway, let me try to find this story here. I have an image here I wanted to show you. Because Megan's special came out today, and already, you know, the ridiculous headlines are all over the internet about how you know, let me see if I can find it here. Da, 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 da. Okay. Nah. All right. Well, there are already ridiculous headlines. One thing came out in a New York Post about how Harry insults Megan's cooking. You know, he probably just made like a little quip or something, and so they, you know, they're gonna magnify it, blow it up like it's a big deal, because their whole reason for existing right now is to try to humiliate Harry and Meghan. This is the assignment that they have been given. The press, that is, the press has been given this assignment by the leftover royals, because anybody who dares to leave this institution and thrive, and dares to thrive, is an enemy of the state. Because the way how they talk about this girl, you would think that she was the one who was trafficking minors on, you know, in Epstein Island. You would think that it's her. You would think that she, you know, was the one begging Epstein for money. And, you know, you got people out there making up nonsense too, with no evidence whatsoever, talking about she's a yacht girl. What evidence does anyone have that Meghan worked on a yacht? None. You know, we do know that Kate worked on a yacht, though. They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about Kate and her yacht girl days. What did they call her when she was on the yacht? Beautiful Kate? Beautiful Kate, that's what they called her when she was working on the yacht. Okay, and then that was right after she left Marlborough, where she was mooning everybody, pulling down her pants, mooning everybody. You know, it just goes to show the level of propaganda out there, that people are so brainwashed. Anyway, listen, I can't find a picture now. But anyway, so her show came out today, and already you got the New York Post and other publications slamming it. And what else do we expect? Of course they're gonna slam it. They're gonna find anything negative to say about her. You know, anything. Oh, here it is. I actually found it. Unbelievable. Let me see. I hope it's gonna allow me. Let's see if it will allow me. Yay, it looks like it's working. Okay. All right, it's loading. Meghan Markle's American Princess Act clashes with royal family's message of service, says experts. Okay. Whatever. All right. Okay. So I'm going to read the story a little bit for you. I don't even have the story now. It's in my slide deck, so I'll save it for next time. And then we have this other one here. Prince Harry insults Meghan Markle's cooking to her face during Netflix Christmas special. So obviously this is just to try to pacify, you know, the haters out there. This is to try to pacify all the haters who, you know, they live for every negative comment, any negative comment about her. That's their whole reason for living is they wake up in the morning and they start scrubbing the papers and scrubbing the internet for anything negative about her. So they're gonna read this and they're gonna say, oh, you know, they're gonna be all over the socials now with a screenshot. Probably Harry just made some silly face or something, you know, his goofy ass. And you know, they took a screenshot of that and then they're gonna say, oh, he's insulting her cooking to her face. It's just nonsense. It's just nonsense. Kate was a yacht girl. Yeah, it's a fact. She was. It is actually a fact that she was a yacht girl. They love to try to knock her down a peg like it's a sport. Exactly. Exactly. All right. So, you know, they're always trying to say that she wanted to leave. They're trying to say that, okay, so this is Frogmore. And I wanted to talk about this tonight too with the peppercorn thing, but my slide deck kind of threw me off. Now, Harry and Meghan were the only ones who weren't doing this peppercorn nonsense. They were actually paying market rent. Okay, and then they're the only ones who got kicked out. They got evicted. So this was where they were living, Frogmore Cottage. And this, by the way, is the servants' quarters, by the way. So this is where they decided, you know, would be an appropriate residence for Harry and Meghan. And they loved it. They renovated it. She renovated it with her own money. You know, they fixed up the place nicely. And then they got kicked out. And then they had to pay back the Crown estate for the renovations. Okay. And now this is where they live. Okay. And, you know, this has nothing to do, this doesn't have anything to do with the Crown. They did this on their own. They did this on their own. And they would like to tell you that they would rather be here because they're constantly saying, oh, Harry and Meghan is trying to get back in. You know, they're trying to get back in Charles's good graces, you know, no way back in for Harry and Meghan. They're trying to tell you that they would rather be here than here. That just tells you the level of propaganda we're dealing with here, folks, you know. All right, so look, it's been 2 hours and 43 minutes, and I actually wanted this to go on for about an hour and a half, but because of my slide deck issues, which hopefully I'm going to figure out, you know, a way to make this thing work next time. Maybe I just have to, because I'm using the free version of this StreamYard thing. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's you get what you pay for, right? So next time I'll be able to create something, you know, my slide deck is going to work next time, hopefully. All right, guys. So I'm going to play the outro here and I'll let you know once again when we're going to do another live. I know for some of my UK people, I'll try to do one in the morning one day so that you guys can catch it, because I know for the UK people, it's really, it's, you know, they're probably sleeping right now. And I had a couple comments from people in the UK who were concerned about that. So I'll let you know when I'm going to do another one. And like I said, listen, practice makes perfect. So the more practice I get, the better I'm going to get at this and get more comfortable with this. And it's still a new format for me because I'm not used to speaking off the cuff. You know, I'm used to doing everything with preparing a script, preparing the media, putting everything together, editing everything, which takes a damn long time to do. It's a lot of work to do that. So in some ways, this is easier because I don't, you know, I'm not like, you know, reading off a script. But in a lot of this is harder too, because look, half the time it's not even working. So anyway, I'm going to let you guys know, and I'm going to play the outro now. Please watch my outro. I loved it. I worked on it so hard, guys. Please watch it. Don't leave. Watch my outro, okay? Please watch my outro. All right, I'm going to play it right now. Oh, it's on the desktop. Hold on. Nope. Wait. Nope. Wait. Maybe it's here. No. Where is it? Ah, here we go. All right. I hope it's the right one. Oh. Oh, wait. I've got to get rid of this first. Get rid of this. There we go. Okay, so where are we? All right. One thing I want to say, thank you so much. Thank you guys for coming tonight. Thank you guys for participating. I know there's other media that you could be consuming right now on YouTube and elsewhere. And I really appreciate that you choose to spend your precious time here. And hopefully, it'll get better and better. I'm going to improve. And I hope you had a good time. I got some stuff lined up for you, especially for channel members. I have a special video I'm working on for you guys. And I'll see you soon, okay? So have a great night. Bye.